Job 14:1, man that is born of woman,
A few days.
he has but few days,
They are
and they
trouble.
are full of trouble. Isaiah said it this way.
But the wicked
But the wicked
are like the troubled sea,
are like the troubled sea,
when it cannot rest,
when it cannot rest.
whose waters
Whose water.
cast up mire and dirt.
Let me tell you something.
There is no peace.
Solomon put it this way. The way of a transgressor
Right with
is what?
that. Oh.
It's hard. You know what? Who causes us to suffer? These transgressors. They make it hard for the righteous.
Right.
They are the one who Paul talked about persecute. They persecute you because you are right.
Right.
Jesus said in Matthew chapter 5, blessed are you when men shall revile you, persecute you,
Right.
and say all manner of evil against you falsely. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad.
Great is your reward.
Well, you got a reward in heaven. Great is your reward in heaven. Don't expect it on this earth. Be patient. Have the patience of Joseph. And be patient and just keep on, keep on. I want to tell you something else won't be in heaven. There won't be a church per se. I'm talking about, I'm moving beyond this building now, but I am using this building in a sense because that's how the Bible sees the word temple as is used in the Bible was a place where God's people met for worship. That's what it was. A place where the people of God met.
Right.
The building here is nothing more than the place where the people of God meets. Together we worship God. There won't be a temple in heaven.
Right.
I want you to look at Revelation 21, 22.
Right.
Revelation 21, 22 says what, Robert?
And I saw
And I saw
no temple therein.
in heaven no temple, no place of meeting for the people of God. You ever wonder why? I had to get this one clear in my mind. Why? Because we will already have assembled ourselves around the throne of God.
Right.
See, on earth, the temple was a place where men came together to meet with God.
Right.
There is no need for a temple in heaven because we will already be in the presence of God and will be there forever. You ever wonder what it's like to be in the presence of God forever? Oh, what beauty that must be. To be in the presence of God, never again to walk out of his presence. God is here this morning.
Right.
He has promised. When you gather together in my name, I will. You know how I know God is here? Because everything that was done in our worship service this morning was done according to his instructions.
Sorry.
That's what it means to be in his name.
Sorry.
Having his approval, his authority.
Sorry.
There won't be any temple in heaven because we'll be around the throne of God. We're in his presence. How long, Robert?
Ever.
Forever and ever and ever.
That's it.
And finally,
It's all right, folks.
there won't be no nights there. There won't won't be no night there.
Yes, sir.
You know, night is when the thieves hit. Take away your goods. I was looking at the television the other day, that Sam got hit. And somebody took away a necklace that was nearly, it was breaking up, it was $1 million worth of necklace. All those 60-something diamonds, I think it was, in, what is it, 60, huh? 62, 68, 80 diamonds.
Sam.
You don't have to worry about that in heaven. Nobody's going to steal everything from you. You don't have to worry about it. You're not going to have that kind of stuff in heaven. There'll be no night.
Well,
Read, Robert.
that's it, but it says, verse 25 says, and the gates of it shall not be shut all
There will be no closing of doors.
at all by day.
All by
But
day.
there shall be no
There
night
shall be
there.
no night there.
That's it, but
Read, Robert.
that's it, but. And they shall bring the glory and the honor of the nations into it.
Think about that. And this, finally, brethren, I want you to think about this. Here we are in this world. How do you see yourself? I am, according to Hebrews 11:13 and 14 in closing. Hebrews 11:13 and 14 describes me upon this earth.
These all died,
These all
In faith.
died in faith.
not having received the
Not
promises,
having received,
but have seen them afar off,
seeing them afar
and
off,
were persuaded of them,
persuaded of them,
and embraced them,
and embraced them,
and confessed
and
that
confessed.
they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. For they that said
Listen, a
such things.
pilgrim is a wanderer.
Yes, sir.
He doesn't have any certain.
No, sir.
A pilgrim does not have homestead exemption. That's the best way I can do it.
Yes, sir.
Anybody in here who has homestead exemption, let me see your hand.
Thank the Lord.
If you got homestead exemption.
That's it, bro. Good, bro.
Pilgrims don't have homestead exemption. They are considered nothing more than strangers and wanderers. And they have no what they call certain dwelling place. But when I get to heaven, I got a permanent place. Who made that possible? Jesus Christ himself. Ivory, he says, I go to prepare a place for you. Where I am, you may be also. And if I go, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, you may be also. In my Father's house there's many mansions, many rooms. You know, some of us have had private rooms. Some of us have had to sleep in a house with no room. When the house I grew up in is one big opening. Everybody stayed in the same room. You're beginning to know something about me then. I don't think I was poor. I come up in a poor family, and it may be that one of the reasons I am so thankful to God today for little things is I had so little and no people. I know what it's like. In the house that I grew up in, it was just one like this building here, but it was much smaller. And nothing sealed. You could see through the roof. Wood windows. But when I get to heaven, I'm going to enjoy a private room. Private room. shut the door. I remember 3 brothers, me and my brother, 2 brothers. They were 2 beside me, and 3 of us slept in the same bed. You all don't know anything about living. I'm trying to get you to see. Heaven is someplace you really want to go. And if these lessons have not prepared your mind, start you thanking God that I'm a member of the church that is going to heaven. I'm thankful to God that somebody, Brother Perry King, in the year of 1962, said to me, come, go with me. And I went and I heard the gospel just one time. And I was out. Since 1962, I have missed worship just one time. Since 1962. Because worship to me means something. Mr. Jackson, I'm going to be glad to get to heaven. You know why I'm going to be glad to get to heaven? Because I'm glad to be in worship on the earth. What did I say? I will stay here in the church is what? Probationary. You know what a probationary? You go to a job and they hire you on at that job and they put you on what they call probation. And probationary period, if you make it through that, then you go to full-time employment, right? Heaven is full-time. This is probationary. This is getting ready. Now, if you have not enjoyed the presence of God and worshiping Him and your brothers and sisters on this earth together, how in the world are you going to get to heaven and start enjoying heaven? It ain't going to happen. Heaven will be to some of us a great joy. But to others of us, it's going to be hell. Because what happens is we don't care anything about one another on this earth. And then if you know if I go to heaven and find you there, and I don't care if I eat your guts on this earth, and I get to heaven and find you there, I'm going to eat your guts there too. I'm going to be miserable. The Lord needs to throw me out of that place. If I keep on saying, if. Now you're here this morning. How do you see yourself? Are you a pilgrim? Are you a stranger? Do you see yourself as one who's traveling to a far country and you embracing that country? One day I will make it. And when I make it, it's going to be the greatest joys of my life. I will meet with Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, Elijah, Enoch. These folk I'm telling you about, brother, they already, somehow or another, they have made it. Will you come to the Lord this morning? Come believing that heaven is a prepared place for people who are prepared. Don't try to commit fornication. You can't make it to heaven. Don't try to lie. You can't make it to heaven. Don't try to be drinking. You can't make it to heaven. Righteousness shall not what? Inherit. Will you come believing, repenting, confessing your faith in Christ, and be baptized to become a child of God? And when you become a child of God, know this, that all your past sins have been washed away. Don't try to live now that old sinful life any further. Paul said it this way, shall we continue in sin? Raise me up. And then he answered it by saying, what? Will you come to Jesus this morning? If you're a child of God and you have not been living up